Welcome to Celebrate Aging. I'm Vicki Marthaler, your hostess here at Ecumen Detroit Lakes, and on the campus at Madison Apartments, I have two very special friends with me today. Shirley Anderson, welcome.
Thank you.
And Mark Odland, welcome.
Thank you.
And the neat thing about Shirley and Mark is that they grew up, or at least they attended school, high school, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that was a few years ago, not lately, but a few years ago. And their spouses also attended that school, and they have a very special story to share with us that when they were in high school, their band group, raised money to go to the World's Fair that was held in New York in 1939. Now, we're just completing summer. People have gone to the county fairs, they've gone to the state fair, but the World's Fair doesn't happen very often, and not many people have ever gone to a World's Fair. So we're going to talk to them about the band and about their experience of going to New York. And so we're going to start with Mark. And Mark, what instrument did you play in the band?
Clarinet.
And what did Ruth? Ruth was
Drum, percussion.
And in the percussion. And Shirley, you played?
Flute.
And your husband did?
Flute and piccolo.
Oh, wow. So that was awesome. You got to sit in the front row.
Right.
And yes, in fact, they have a picture of being in New York. I'm going to have Carrie zoom in on it for you here so you can see. And how many people were in the band?
90.
90 people. And these were all people from Sioux Falls. What were your colors? The picture's in black and white. Do you remember?
Red.
Red?
Yeah. Red and white.
Red and white?
Or red and gray.
Red and gray? Is that right, Shirley? I better ask the woman.
I think so. A long time ago.
That is a long time ago. But here are 90 people, and I know that you traveled by bus.
Right. 3 buses.
Three buses.
Right.
Where did you get the money to do this?
Ask Shirley. Her dad was in charge of finances.
Oh, your dad was in charge of finances?
Yes, he had to raise all that money.
Really? Did you help raise it too?
Well, everybody did.
Everybody did?
He's showing a little thing. We sold those. I don't remember how much, but I would guess $1 each.
Not more than, I'm sure not more than that.
Well, you had to have 3 buses because not only did you take the 90 band members, but you had to bring the equipment and the uniforms.
Well, we had a trailer for the equipment.
Okay, so you had a trailer. And you sold these, and let me just read what it says here. It says, Sioux Falls High School Band to 90 pieces, New York World's Fair 1939. And then it has the director's name, Arthur Thompson. So he must have been pretty excited, huh? And who's here on the back?
Governor.
Oh, the governor. Harland, I don't have my glasses on.
Bushfield. Governor Harlan Bushfield.
So you went to represent Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Right.
And it took you probably a little bit to get there. And then once you got there, what? Go ahead.
I don't remember how long it took, but I think we were gone about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Isn't that right?
I think so.
So I think we headed straight for the fair to begin with,
mm-hmm.
but we got down to Washington, D.C., and we came back through Canada.
Wow. So you did a tour.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you're out there, you might as well see some things, huh?
Well, I don't think many of the kids had ever been out of Sioux Falls before in their lifetime.
Wow. What a great experience. Yeah. And so the whole community helped raise money to make sure you could get there safe and sound?
Well, I remember we played at least 3 or 4 concerts to raise money in church.
Okay, sure.
And these.
Yeah.
And then selling those, so you sold these little things that hung out. You can almost use it for a Christmas ornament. Put them on your pocket. Show that you were a supporter. Mm-hmm. So now Shirley, you were saying when you got to the World's Fair that the Queen of England and her husband even made a journey over to the World's Fair. And your band was chosen to play
for them that day.
Wow.
The best band at the fair that day to play for them.
Wow. So you played God Save the Queen. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's very neat. What else do you remember about being at the World's Fair? You remember anything else, Mark?
Well, I remember going to New York. We stayed at the boys stayed at the YWCA, the YMCA.
Okay. You were thinking you'd like to stay at the YWCA.
Well, my sympathy goes to the chaperones. I certainly wouldn't want to be a chaperone for 90 kids nowadays. I don't think we were saints. I don't mean to imply that, but I think it's a little different.
It probably is. It probably is. So the boys stayed at the YMCA, and the girls, was there a YWCA for them? Shirley, do you remember where you stayed?
It was a hotel.
Oh, you were in a hotel.
Cheap one.
Oh. Well, I don't know if we say cheap, we'll say inexpensive.
All right.
Affordable.
My dad was chairman of finance, of getting the money raised for it. He'd go to Rotary and try and get handouts. And
Bless his heart. Bless his heart. He was a good dad. Well, you know, when you think about the 1939, you know, the 1930s was known for the Depression and people not having money.
You know, we were just coming out of the Depression in '39. We were sending stuff over to Europe, England, armaments.
Yes.
And so it had improved some.
Well, just to think of a community to support 90 young people to have this opportunity, I mean, this really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
That's right.
Were you a senior or a junior?
No, I was a junior at that time.
Wow. Very good. And Ruth, too, was she your same age?
No, she's 1 year older.
Okay. So it was a senior trip for her.
Yes.
I bet you remembered that for many years.
You know, I don't remember too much of it. I do remember riding these old buses. You know, we didn't sleep all the time in the old buses, but we did on the route.
Okay. That must not have been very comfortable.
Kids didn't mind.
Oh, yeah, kids don't mind. And I bet it didn't have air conditioning either.
Oh, yes, it did.
It did?
It had what we call Ponsford air.
Oh,
Open the window.
oh, yes. Okay, you got me there.
I better be careful how I say that. I don't want to...
No, that's fine. People understand. Now, it doesn't say what month. What time of the year were you in New York?
in the summer.
It was, oh boy, it could be kind of warm there.
I think it was in June.
You think it was in June?
June or July, first part of July.
All right. The World's Fair. Well, nowadays you can go to a computer and Google World's Fair 1939 and learn all about it.
Yes.
So what kind of memories do you have, Shirley, of being there? Being with these 90 other kids? Do you remember being hot, or do you remember what you played? Was that God Save the Queen?
Yes. We played that when they stopped right in front.
They stopped right in front of you.
I think they had picked us as the band of the day.
Wow.
To find, and so then we got to play it. We had to practice it a little bit.
Boy, that's pretty special.
I do remember one overture we played. We played 1812 Overture.
Oh, the William Tell?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's exciting. That is really exciting. Well, I'm sure you're, you know, for a band in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, to just do all this planning and coming together.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It says here 90.
1939.
But 90 pieces in the
90 pieces. Yep, that's a lot of people to get organized and get out there, and many miles from Sioux Falls. And so as you grew up then, that was certainly a memory for you, and then you married, and you and your husband kind of lived in Arizona then for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. And Mark and his wife lived up here.
Yep.
So you kept in touch by Christmas cards occasionally, I understand.
In more recent years.
Yes.
I think I saw his name or name and address or something in some publication.
Oh, you're in a publication. Pretty cool. And so here we are in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, remembering wonderful memories about the World's Fair in 1939 in New York. Sioux Falls, South Dakota band, 90 90 people in the band being able to take a trip because the community said this is important for our kids, and finding a way to get them there to New York, even seeing the Queen of England. What a time and what a memory. And that's what we're doing here at Emmanuel, celebrating memories every day. God's blessings to you.